Hello everyone, happy Tuesday and welcome back to my channel. So just over a year ago, I filmed a video that was where I saw myself 10 years from now. Obviously, if you've seen it, most of it's sarcastic and silly, which is basically who I am as a person, so that's totally fine. At the time when I filmed it, I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. So since I filmed that video, I kind of got my crap together and now I know what I want to do with my life. So I figured it would be a good time to share some of my goals that I would like to accomplish within the next 10 years. Some of the things that were in the previous video are obviously going to be in this video as well, just because there was some elements of truth to them, but with my extra year of experience and wisdom, they might have shifted a little bit. So the previous 10 years from that video that I filmed, I hadn't yet graduated from university, so that was something that was going to happen within the next 10 years. It's happened, I graduated, so 10 years from now, I will have completed or be in the process of completing my Master's of Education in Higher Educational Administration with the focus on student services. And it's kind of interesting because when I first started university, I was actually in a program where I was going to receive a Bachelor of Education to be a teacher, not to work in a university. But it's interesting how maybe my goals haven't changed that much. So 10 years from now, I will be married. In the previous video, I mentioned that at my wedding, I will have the perfect body and the perfect dress and like the perfect everything. That's still true. None of that has changed. I still know that even though my wedding will be perfect, my marriage will be even more perfect because that's actually what's important, not the wedding ceremony. Something cool that I would like to do when I am married is, I don't know if it's necessarily a vow renewal ceremony, but I would like to have weddings kind of like around the world. That kind of depends on money, obviously. I think it'd be cool for our first anniversary or something like that to go to Vegas and get married in one of those cheesy little chapels. Potentially even one of the drive-through ones, because we're already married, our families can't get mad at us for doing it, and I just think it would be hilarious to say that you did it. Falling in line with being married, 10 years from now, I'd like to have 2 to 3 kids. I don't really have any set timeline for when I'd like to have kids, just because I don't at this point. It depends on a lot of other variables, but I do know that I'd like to have my first by 30, so within the next 7 years, I'd like to have my first. So 10 years from now, I see myself still working at U of T Scarborough. Probably not a surprise to anyone who's actually spoken to me recently. My goal is to never actually have to leave, and if I have to leave, it's only for a short period of time while I'm waiting for other opportunities to open up and present themselves. Specific areas that I would like to work in, student recruitment. So I had a student position in the admissions and student recruitment office, and I absolutely fell in love with it. So I think it would be really fun to be a student recruitment officer. So you go around to different high schools or events and you talk about the university and tell people why they should come here, kind of help them with the application process, figuring out what program's right for them, all of that kind of fun stuff. If I don't have a position in the student recruitment area of university world, I think it would be really fun to work in an academic advising setting, helping students figure out what courses they should be taking, how to finish their degree, how to get to like the next step of what they'd like to do with their life, figuring out what programs they should be in. Probably not a surprise to anyone who knows me in real life, because that's basically what my summer job has been this year, specifically working with incoming first-year students, which has been really rewarding and exciting, and I loved it. Perfect world though would be if I could combine those 2 areas of the university into one position so that I could do all of the things that I love, but I know that might not be possible. So the other side of my career though is that I will still be a team Beachbody coach. My business will be successful. I just have a huge passion for helping people achieve their health and fitness goals and completely transform their lives, either through fitness or even the business aspect of it. It's really inspiring to see people change their lives, to be quite honest. And kind of like a new goal that I have ever since my trip to Nashville for our annual coach summit, I think it would be really cool to speak in front of a large audience. Part of my student jobs were to speak to groups of up to 200-ish people. Obviously, like if I'm going to push this one step further, I'd like for it to be bigger than 1 to 200 people. It'd be cool if it was like a big conference hall or even a stadium, if that kind of opportunity ever presented itself. Not that this would mean anything to anyone outside of the Beachbody world, but at Coach Summit, they have reserved seating for like the top coaches. I would like to be one of those top coaches because you get a cool little seat cover for it. I want to sit in one of those seats. So gonna make that happen. So my outlook on my housing situation 10 years from now hasn't really changed. My first house, I'd like for it to have a basement apartment that we rent out, use that income to pay the mortgage off so then our money can be put towards other things, probably saving or investing just in general. It would be cool to have investment properties in general, not necessarily just the house that we live in, even if it's like a triplex or something. And while we're doing that, I would like to save so that we can build our dream house. There's a lot of things that I would like to have in my dream house. We talk about it frequently. We both would like to have like a big garage that we can park our cars in. We both see the benefits of having a driveway that holds more than 2 cars, just because we might only have 2 cars between us. You have people that come to visit, so you need space for them to park. We also both would like to have a big basement area with like a really cool looking bar. He wants a man cave, I want my own workout studio. We would like to have home offices or just one home office that we share. I don't see that changing. Will it happen within the next 10 years? I don't know. That might be a more long-term goal. Thinking realistically about money, it probably is a more long-term goal. It's still good to like include it in here so that in 10 years I can look back and see if I at least work towards that or not. And the last area of my life that I'm going to talk about is the friend situation. The friends that I have in my life now, I don't see them going anywhere. I have a really solid group of friends around me. So if we are friends and you're watching this, I would just like to let you know I don't want you to leave my life in the next 10 years or ever, to be honest. I'd love for our friendships to become stronger, and I just think that they will, because as life happens, we're there to support each other, and friendships just become stronger out of those situations. If I could have the dream group of friends 10 years from now, I would like to add the Suits cast to that list and the Pretty Little Liars cast, because I'm obsessed with both shows and I think it would be really cool to be friends with all of the people from them, not even just the characters. I follow a lot of them on social media and they just seem like cool people that I would get along with in real life. So we should be friends. So that's where I see myself in 10 years. I'm a firm believer that if you either write something down or you say it out loud where other people can hold you accountable, things are more likely to happen. You're more likely to achieve your goals. In the comments below, let me know which famous person you would like to be friends with 10 years from now. I know I can't be the only one who pictures myself being best friends with famous people. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit subscribe, because I'm putting out new videos all the time. If you're subscribed, you'll get a notification when I post a video. And that's it. So I'm just gonna go and I will see you on Friday. Bye!